Okay, yes.
Okay, all right.
So, no.
Okay. Well, I thank all of you for coming. Okay? Today is not for long speeches. Our client has been arraigned. She's been granted bail. We intend to cope and comply with the conditions of bail, and we are ready for trial.
Yes.
The matter has been adjourned. Pray for us and wish us good luck. Right?
So are you pleading the terms of bail?
Well, that's not for public comments. But so far, we have her here, responsible, popular, and well conducted.
I'm very grateful to Nigerians for their love, prayers, and support.
Thank you very much.
We love you. God loves you.
So, are you guys ready? We can see that she has been granted bail in the sum of 50 million naira. How would you generally just describe this whole scenario from the charge sheet down to now that she has been granted bail?
I think for me as a citizen, I really.
Can we have quiet, please?
I think for me as a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I feel sad. I feel saddened that we're here doing this when there's so many things that the federal government should be focused on. The federal government decided to charge Senator Natasha to court. And the fact that she's not even built on self-recognizance, that's something, that should worry every one of us. With all the things that we have going on, how does it mean? Why is it that the federal government is not taking on the sexual harassment allegation that were made? Why are they selective in the way they're doing? It is between Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha. On what basis is the federal government coming in when a lot of the petition that Senator Natasha herself had put out has not been done? We can't continue to have selective justice. Selective justice is injustice. And the more this keeps going on, if they can do it to her, who else is safe in this country? We're being told that when something is done against you and you speak out to someone who they perceive as being powerful, even though they are not powerful, remember that the office of the citizen is the highest office in the land. But when it's done to someone perceived to be powerful, the federal government brings out its might. We have terrorists who are out there doing videos every day, insulting us, every day calling us out. The federal government is not doing everything to go after them, but it's to sit down on a case that they have no business with. If it's an allegation has been made and Senator Akpabio feels that an allegation has been made against him, then he should go to court. Why are they using the taxpayers' money on this frivolity that we have right now? And so for me, at the end of the day, is that every Nigerian, we're all on trial. And I will take the words of Senator Natasha. This injustice shall not prevail. It shall not be sustained.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lovely. Lovely.
It is evident that even if Godswill Akpabio and Yahaya Bello are innocent, for the mere fact that the federal government got involved in the case made it already seem as though Akpabio is guilty. When two individuals, regardless of their position in politics or in power, have civil cases, it's for both of them to go to court and iron it out. But when the federal government comes into the case, imposes itself in the case, and files a lawsuit against one of the individual, then it becomes a case where you realize that, especially in a country like Nigeria, where we know that judicial system is corrupt and highly corrupt, it's a case where Nigerians are already looking at and saying this case is already rigged against Natasha Akpoti. And having a Senate President who happens to be the most unpopular Senate President we've ever had in our history, plus the most unpopular president we've ever had in our history, and the most unpopular vice president we've ever had in our history. It just makes this entire case convoluted. This is one of the kind of support that the Senate President doesn't have. It doesn't have this sort of organic support. So you can see Nigerians all invested, and not just Nigeria, and the world at large. The international community all invested in this case because when you have somebody, a high-profile individual, accuse a Senate President of wanting to murder her, accuse a Senate President of wanting to sexually harass her, and then you then have the federal government joining case with the person that they have the case against, then it just makes you just realize that of all the problems that we have faced with in Nigeria, the federal government can use public resources, the people's resources, to file a case against the people. Because you have to recognize that fact that, like Aisha Yesufu puts it, this injustice against her is injustice against Nigerians. Because if it happens to one person, most likely it's going to happen to another person if it's already not happened yet. Because this is precedence. If you're using the state resources to fight your battle, and the government is using the state resources to fight battles on behalf of individuals, then there's a problem. There's no fair play here. And plus, the fact that you then have another guy who is a defendant against the case that the government has against him. The government is now filing a case on his behalf. This is double whammy for the federal government. There's no way the federal government will come out of this clean. There's no way. You can carry water for Yahaya Bello and Godswill Akpabio. I've asked this question before. Is the federal government doing this for Akpabio because he's doing all of Bola Tinubu's bidding? We need to know. Because it's a civil case. As a matter of fact, I believe that Natasha Akpoti should have filed another case against the federal government to counter this case, and they'll begin being caught together, because you can't file a case. What's the federal government got to do with this? In my previous video, I talked about this same thing happening to Dele Farotimi. You get the government being involved in cases that they have no business in. And that's why politicians are getting away with this arrogance of corruption. And you can see Nigerians coming out en mass. You have Aisha Yesufu, Patience. You have Peter for Nigeria. You have a lot of people invested coming out to show support. Dr. Obi Ezekwesili. All of them coming to show support for this lady. So let's see how this plays out. But again, Akpabio is not going to get away with this one easily. And hopefully Nigerians will find a way to bring him to justice, especially with that same corrupt case he still has with EFCC that has not been sorted out yet. So again, if you put in the comment section, let us know what you think about this case. I will catch up in the next video, but don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe. Recommend this channel to others. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.